Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. I am your host, Money Mike, and this is Ringside Cinema. And I am back from London. I am back from AEW All In. I had a great time. The UK fans were, you know, as advertised. If you ever watch a show from London, you go back to Money in the Bank last year when it was in London. It is as expected with the crowd chants. Absolutely amazing atmosphere. I'm going to have a video with some of my pictures, videos from the event. And, I was at WrestleMania 30. And to be at All In last week and to see Bryan Danielson win the championship in person 10 years later. 10 years, I mean, look, you'll see in the photograph that one of my pictures from All In, when I do my recap of All In, that is literally the same Daniel Bryan t-shirt that I wore to WrestleMania 30. So 10 years later, the fact that t-shirt still fits, well, I mean, it's amazing, but it's the same t-shirt that I wore to WrestleMania 30, that I wore to All In, and it was so cool to see Bryan Danielson win the world title again in person. That just added to my whole experience, but more on that on Friday, maybe tonight, if depending on how the editing goes. I may be able to get this up later tonight, so it might be 2 videos today. But if not, definitely Friday. So today we are going to look at Bash at Berlin. Now it's WWE's turn for their premium live event, as Bash in Berlin takes place from Berlin, Germany. And again, not too much to go off of here. About 4 or 5 matches here on this card. I am recording this on Wednesday, so whatever they add on SmackDown, I will not be accounted for, obviously. So yeah, let's talk about Bash of Berlin and my predictions on this show. And so let's go ahead and start with the World Heavyweight title, Gunther versus Randy Orton. Now, obviously, kudos to WWE here for following up on that whole entire angle back at King of the Ring between Gunther and Randy Orton, where Gunther and, where the finish wasn't clean, it was either botched or messed up, whatever it was. The storyline is that Randy Orton went to Triple H and said, hey, he didn't really beat me, and the reason he's the champion is because he beat me, but, so I want another match with him. So yeah, Randy Orton, Gunther, I think this is a great first match for Gunther. I enjoyed their match at King of the Ring, and for this being his first title defense is really good. I think this will really help set the tone for his title reign. And yeah, Gunther's going to win, but I think this is going to play into a bigger part of the bigger picture with Randy Orton eventually going back to SmackDown and turning heel. And again, kudos to WWE for actually going back and revisiting this after what happened at King of the Ring. And that's one of the big things that I do like about the Triple H era, is that details like this is more they're paying attention to. We saw Money in the Bank with the false kick out, or the referee stopped the count because he knew it wasn't the finish. and so they're bringing that up in the storyline. So I like that they're using these botches, mistakes within the storylines to add to a feud or for a reason for a match to happen. And then you got the Judgment Day split. You got the bad Judgment Day versus the Terror Twins, or the good Judgment Day, whatever you want to call them. So, am I the only one who thinks that we're getting a Judgment Day War Games matches this year? Just the way everything is set up. I know people have been speculating that we're going to get the Bloodline War Games and the reunion between Jay, Jimmy, Sammy, and Roman. But, like, the way they're setting things up on Raw and with how hot the Judgment Day storyline is right now, I have to think we're heading towards a Judgment Day War Games match. It could be, Finn, JD, Carlito, Dirty Dom versus Damian. We know Jay and Sammy have said they want to go for the tag titles. So that's 3, and then you get a 4th person. Why not R-Truth? I mean, continuity's sake, he was the Sami Zayn to he was what Sami Zayn was to the Bloodline. So yeah, R-Truth, why not, right? That's 4-on-4 War Games match, and you can do the same thing with Rhea versus Liv, or Team Rhea versus Team Liv. But yeah, I think in that case, to get to that point, I think we need Dirty Dom and Liv to win this match. I think they're outnumbered. The fans on Monday were chanting yeet, yeet, yeet. They were chanting yeet because they wanted Jey Uso to come out and make the save, which again, like I said, could be setting up for War Games where Jey and Sammy are involved, but not with the Bloodline. So I think we could see them get outnumbered. They're going to win, and then that's going to push for Damian and Rhea to both want another match. And that will further push into Bad Blood and into Survivor Series. But yeah, I mean, the end game here, I think a lot of fans want to see is the Riptide to Dirty Dom. And they've been teasing it. And I don't know if they're going to give it to us on Saturday, but I think they might do that at either it's going to be Berlin or it's going to be a Bad Blood. But yeah, when Rhea finally hits that Riptide on Dom, whew, that crowd is going to go insane. Which is why I think you might want to do it here at Bash of Berlin, in front of this crowd in Berlin. Next up, the women's tag team titles. Which, man, can we please just stop with the alternating titles being defended on the PLE? Can we please get 1 or 2 more matches where we can get more titles featured and maybe more build up with the tag division? Because it feels like we're getting the men's division one weekend and the women's division, and they alternate the next pay-per-view. Same thing with the women's. So again, you have Liv in the mixed tag match, but you have Nia Jax defending the title against Mia Yim on SmackDown, not at Bash of Berlin. So yeah, I don't know. We gotta fix these tag team divisions, Triple H. But anyway, women's tag team championships, the Unholy Union against Bianca and Jade. I think Bianca and Jade are going to get the titles back. I think they've done enough with the feel-good story of the Unholy Union winning back at Scotland. Now they're heels. And I don't think they're ready to do the split between Jade and Bianca. So I think it's going to be Jade and Bianca regaining these tag team titles. But I could see them maybe having Blair Davenport get involved, costing the match. and then maybe if Face Damage Control beats them. It seems like all the hot storylines are on Monday Night Raw right now. CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, strap match. In the most boring way possible to do a strap match. You have to drag your opponent around the ring, 4 corners of the ring. That's the most boring way to do it, and a boring way for a feud of this magnitude. But if Drew McIntyre wins, you basically kill off the feud because then he wins the feud, right? So we know Seth is off to, I guess, selling the injuries from Bronson Reed, and he's going to be in a feud with him. So Seth is kind of removed from the picture right now. But I think Punk is going to win here because, because of the stipulation when you have to go around the ring 4 times, that means Drew doesn't get pinned, so he's protected in that way. So, yeah, I think CM Punk wins, but he still doesn't get that bracelet back, and it would not surprise me if we do get Punk and McIntyre inside Hell in a Cell at Bad Blood. And last but not least, our main, what definitely should not be the main event because it just should definitely be Gunther versus Randy Orton in the main event. But because it's Cody Rhodes, maybe WWE might feel like, hey, he's the face of the company, so we're going to put him in the main event. But I don't think this warrants it. I think this is kind of, similar to Scotland, right? Clash of the Castle, Drew McIntyre going for the title in Scotland. That was the obvious main event. I think Randy Orton, Gunther is the logical main event. So I think I could see Cody and Kevin happening earlier in the show. I think it would be a mistake if WWE actually put this as the main event. But either way, yeah, Cody Rhodes is winning. I mean, there's no buts about that. I mean, listen, it's Cody right now is it's almost as if he's just getting through until The Rock comes back. Because we know The Rock has said he's going to come for Cody Rhodes. And to me, it just feels like because of that, WWE is just kind of giving Cody Rhodes just random feuds and matches just to get him through the year. Kind of similar to last year when they needed to do stuff to keep him away from Roman until WrestleMania 40. So, yeah. I mean, with the reports that The Rock's not coming back until January, yeah. I mean, what's Cody? I don't know. I mean, are we going to see Kevin Owens turn heel here? I mean, I feel like Randy Orton here they're saving the Randy Orton heel turn for later. I feel like that's the WrestleMania match. Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes, especially if they're going to do Rock and Roman. You could do Cody, Randy Orton night 1. Night 2 WrestleMania main event is obviously Rock versus Roman. So I feel like the Randy Orton heel turn is going to be held off a little bit longer. But I could see them teasing Kevin Owens turning heel, but maybe Randy Orton coming out to play Peacemaker and try to, but we'll see. Even though getting back to the prize fighter Kevin Owens and heel Kevin Owens when he was in NXT wouldn't be a bad idea. So let me know in the comments below, what do you think of Bash at Berlin? Who do you think will win? And make sure you join me either later today or tomorrow. At the very least, it's going to be Friday, depending on how fast I edit everything. My review of All In, the in-person experience. I will go dive a little bit more into that in that video, either later on today or the very least on Friday. So if you want to know what it was like in person at All In, Hit that like and subscribe button today. I've been your host, Money Mike, and you've been watching Ringside Cinema.
Ringside Cinema, living out the dream. Lights down, time to go. Cheers for heroes we know. Ringside forever bold. Wrestling